So this is going to be a lore reading, see what we've learned by destroying... Genlock. Ghoul. Well, the blight does not destroy, it corrupts. Any creature infected with Darkspawn taint that does not have the good fortune to die outright becomes a ghoul, a twisted shadow itself. The name generally comes from men, whether human, dwarven, or elven. Interesting, there's a point at which man just meant the entire human race. Became tainted, usually while being held captive as captive food source by the Darkspawn. They would turn cannibal, preying on other captives, slaves to the will of the Archdemon, driven mad by pain. During a blight, the corruption of the Darkspawn spreads through the wild areas of Thedas and infects the animals found there. This produces grotesque, enraged bears called Barkspawn, as well as blight wolves. Fortunately, ghouls rarely survive their corruption for long. Genlock, though these are the most common dwarf spawn in underground, stocky and tough, Genlocks are notoriously difficult to kill even by magic. Golem. Once creature power Orzamar's defenses, golems have all but vanished, as the secret of their manufacture was lost over 1,000 years ago. As what few golems remain are closely guarded by the Shaper it brought out. When the battle with the Darkspawn grows desperate enough to risk their loss, no one would sell a golem for any price, but in ancient times, dwarves sold many golems to the magisters. Lords of Tevinter, they are devastating weapons of war, living siege engines capable of hurling boulders like a catapult or plowing through the enemy lines like an earthquake. Didn't think enemy earthquakes plowed through enemy lines, but anyway. And also, given what we know about how golems are created, having them being sold to the Twin Lords of Magister is rather akin to slavery. Hurlock. Taller than their Genlock cousins, Hurlocks are roughly of human-sized, but they are possessed of considerable strength and constitution. The shock troops of the Darkspawn, a single berserking Hurlock, can often be a match for numerous opponents at once. They are known for adorning themselves in roughly carved tattoos to keep track of their kills and deeds, though it is unknown whether or not there is a uniform standard to these markings. Hurlock emissaries have also been known to appear during a blight. These Darkspawn are the only ones recorded as being capable of human speech and are often capable of employing magic. Mabari Warhound. Dogs are essential part of Verdant culture, and no dogs more prized than the Mabari. The breed is as old as myth, having since been bred from the wolves who served Dane. Prized for their intelligence and loyalty, these dogs are more than mere weapons or status symbols. The hounds choose their masters and pair with them for life. To be the master of Mabari anywhere in Ferelden is to be recognized instantly as a person of worth. The Mabari are an essential part of Ferelden military tactics. Trained hounds can easily pull knights from horseback or break lines of pikemen, and the sight and sound of a wave of war dogs howling and snarling has been known to cause panic among even the most hardened infantry soldiers. Though probably not best to employ them against things where their blood is actually poisonous, unless biting them could be a bad thing. Ogre. Towering over the Darkspawn king, the massive ogres are a rare sight in the battlefield. Traditionally, they only appeared during a blight, but some records claim that ogres have been spotted in the deep roads hunting alone or in small groups. At least one report by the Grey Wardens claimed an ogre was spotted in the Kokari Wilds in 919 Dragon, though it was weakened and easily dispatched. Up to 100 of these creatures can accompany a Darkspawn horde at any one time during a blight, often using their strength to burst through fortifications and demolish the front lines of the opposing army. That sounds more like shock troops to me, but they use brute force to charge enemies like bulls, slam the ground with their fists to shake enemies off their feet. I'm not sure if that would actually work in real life. And hurl giant rocks into the face of oncoming foes. That would probably break up formations. Melee can be difficult against a giant that snatches a warrior up in one hand, crushing the life out of him or beating him into oblivion with the other hand. We certainly haven't seen them do that ever. The Nimble can try to wiggle its way free, or an ally can attempt to attempt an array of stunning blows on an ogre to free the comrade in danger. Frequently when facing them, I would try to keep someone available who can, stun the thing. Grey Warden lore urges caution when slaying an ogre unless it is ensured that they have received a major wound to the head or heart. It is possible that they are lying dormant and will regenerate full health in a matter of minutes. Most Grey Wardens recommend burning all Darkspawn to ashes dead ogres in particular. So that's so if I understand the culture lore behind the culture of this place correctly, Thetis, is that they generally burn the dead because demons can possess the dead and animate them. And the kind of question is whether or not they could also do that with dead Darkspawn. Also, how long it takes before they do that, because otherwise, you know, a battlefield should probably. If it happens really quickly, like as soon as you kill someone, that would make, well, death really dangerous, because hey, look, we thought they were about to die, but they're recovering. Oh wait, no, that's a demon. Kill it. Or with battles, like, if there are enough demons there, you kill everyone, and then suddenly you have a whole nother battle on your hands. Might pay to have, I don't know, have mages there just to strengthen the veil so demons can't come through. Makes sieges really dangerous too. They're prolonged conflict. Anyway, Shriek. Scholars call these tall, lean Darkspawn the Sharlock, though they are more commonly known as shrieks because of the ear-splitting cries they emit in battle. Many tales exist of soldiers being unnerved by the sounds of approaching shrieks, cloaked in darkness and never seen until the moment they strike. As horrors of the night, shrieks are renowned for their incredible stealth and agility, as well as their speed and agility, as well as their stealth. They are assassins of the Darkspawn, penetrating the enemy lines and striking their targets with long, jagged blades attached to their forearms to rip their opponents into shreds in seconds. They have been known to employ poison, often drawn from their own blood, and have demonstrated cunning group tactics when attacking in numbers. Ogren was a decorated and highly respected warrior of the dwarven city of Orzammar until his wife, Branca, made him into a cuckold. Ogren turned to drink, then accidentally killed a young noble while intoxicated. After the dwarves stripped Ogren of his pride and weapons, he left for the surface. He settled in at the Nod Noble Tavern in Denerim, ranting about his glory days to anyone who would listen. Sten was a soldier of the Barasad, a vanguard of the Kunari. He was sent to Ferelden to investigate the threat of the Blight, but Sten and his brothers in arms were ambushed by the Darkspawn one night. Only Sten survived. He chose not to return to Parvellon with his report, but lingered instead to fight the Blight and uncover secrets of Ferelden's sweet, crumbly baked goods. Wynne was a senior enchanter of Ferelden's Circle of Magi, and one of the few humans who were lucky enough to survive the Battle of Ostergar. When Alistair called for allies against the Blight, she volunteered to march to Denerim, nagging her Templar traveling companions all the way. She didn't seem like a nag to me, but anyway. Severin was an Antivan crow who sent to Ferelden to kill Alistair, a Grey Warden. Well, Alistair and the other, but I suppose in this timeline, the hero doesn't exist. Alistair defeated Severin and spared the would-be assassin's life on the condition Severin never show his face again. Fearing reprisal from the crows for his failure, Severin went into hiding into Denerim's elven alienage. I suspect there are probably other entries in here which I could have access to if I managed to... No, actually I probably can't, because it ends as soon as all the remaining companions are dead, and as soon as that happens you get the end screen of the end cinematic, and you can't do anything after that. Alright. People for Elton, Sir Catherine was Taryn Logain's trusted second in command. She was always suspicious of Alistair, but put aside her dislike to support his battle against the Blight. Ban Karen Corlick was one of the many nobles who came to Denerim for the Landsmeet, where he agreed with just about everything that Taryn Logain said. Cullen was one of the Templars sent to defend Denerim from the Darkspawn attack. His colleagues often whispered that he was mentally unstable. Gorham was a second to a prince of House Adukin when the prince was framed for fratricide. Orm was exiled to the surface, where he made a living as a merchant at Denerim. Knight Commander Grigori. Grigori was leader of the Magi and Templars who watched over the circle of Freldon's Magi. Yeah, the Freldon's Circle of Magi. When the Darkspawn assaulted Denerim, he brought many of his forces to the city's defense. Habron was the spoiled daughter of Arl Bryland of Southreach. She enjoyed spending her father's coin and once became bored with a dozen separate puppies in a 3-month period. Arl Rendon Howe. Rendon Howe was the hereditary Arl of Amaranthine, known as a cagey ally to Turn Logain. Dark rumors suggested that he was behind the destruction of Castle Highever and the annihilation of the Kuzland line. Cardol was an experienced member of the Legion of the Dead. He met Alistair in the Deep Roads and promised to fight the Darkspawn along with him. Sergeant Kylon was a member of Denerim's guard tasked with maintaining order in the market. Because his superiors did not think the post important, they sent Kylon a progression of ever more incompetent new recruits, usually the bastard sons of minor lords. Now, this is something I had heard about noble families that, the first son was considered the heir and would be inheriting everything. The second, I think, was sent to the clergy, and then the third was, kind of a spare and might be, sent to a fighting school or become a mercenary or something. Sarah Landry was a knight in service of King Caelan. He believed the Grey Wardens were to blame for the king's death, and once challenged Alistair to a duel. He lost and was humiliated. Mother Perpetua. Perpetua was the Reverend Mother of Denerim Chantry. She filled her days arguing with Sister Theohild over interpretation of the chant. Sir Perith was a knight in service of Arl Eamon and Flitcliffe. He was sent on a quest for the legendary Urn of Sacred Ashes, but found no success. Riordan was a Grey Warden from Orlais. Well, on a diplomatic mission, he was arrested by Turn Logain and held in the dungeons of the Arl of Denerim's palace. Alistair freed him, temporarily doubling the number of living wardens in Ferelden. Sangha was the proprietress of the Pearl, a brothel in Denerim. Oh, that's who that was. Her establishment was renowned for the variety of temptations it offered. Ban Tegan Gran, Ban of Rainsfair, was the younger brother of Arl Eamon Gwarin. While Arl Eamon was incapacitated by poison, Tegan took over his duties. Sister Theohild was a priestess in Denerim's chantry. She liked nothing more than arguing with Mother Perpetua over interpretation of the chant. Valendrian was the keeper of the elven alienage in Denerim, with years of experience in speaking up to defend his people when human guards came to threaten them. Vaughan Kendals was the son of the late Arl Urien Kendals, and rightful Arl of Denerim. He was captured by Arl Rendon Howe and left to rot in the dungeons of the Arl of Denerim's estate. When Alistair broke into the estate to rescue Riordan, the Honor Legion Warden, he also released Vaughan. Master Wade. I thought he escaped. Was a master blacksmith who ran a shop in Denerim with the assistance of his partner Heron. He and Heron managed to escape the massacre in Denerim market under mysterious circumstances. And that's just controls. And that's it for this one. Thank you for watching. Do any relevant things with YouTube's buttons, and have a nice day.